My girlfriend broke the news that she's pregnant and decided she wants to keep the baby, and now I'm trying to act really supportive, but inside I'm petrified and suddenly feel very trapped. Met my girlfriend on OkCupid in February and had our first date on 25th February. Things then moved really fast, and with me staying at her place 5 nights out of 7 most weeks. We became so comfortable so quickly, that she gave me a key before 6 weeks had passed, though she later admitted she mistakenly thought we had been dating much longer. Yesterday she was very quiet and appeared to be visibly worried and holding something in. After a little questioning she finally admitted she was pregnant. Neither of us are religious, and I don't believe that life begins at conception, so my first instinct was that we should probably terminate this unplanned pregnancy. However, it is her body and I felt the choice was predominantly hers to make, so told her I would fully support whatever decision she made. She has decided she wants to keep the baby, and I'm trying to act really supportive and reassure her that everything will be okay, but inside I'm petrified and suddenly feel very trapped. She went to the doctor today, who confirmed she's around 4 weeks, and scheduled a 12-week scan. She doesn't want us to tell anyone until 12 weeks, as due to an existing medical condition there is a slightly higher than normal chance of miscarriage. However, I could really do with some advice/reassurance, so I'm turning to you guys instead. I really don't feel ready for any of this, and also really worried this situation will make me resent my girlfriend and ruin our relationship. At the same time, I was raised by a single mother and always vowed to never be an absentee father. I'm so confused right now, but trying to act calm for her and be reassuring, but can tell she's worried about me and the situation we found ourselves in. Help! TLDR. Found out girlfriend of 2 months accidentally became pregnant around 1 month after we first met. She wants to keep the baby, and I'm secretly freaked out whilst trying to act supportive. It's ultimately her decision, but also your decision as to what you want your role to be. You don't have to marry her, you don't have to move in, you don't have to do any of that and still be an active and present father. I'd give it a few days and try and sit down and talk through what you're feeling with her. Though she later admitted she mistakenly thought we had been dating much longer. This confuses me. Did she have you confused with someone else? Well, it could be something similar to what I did with my SO. We dated for 1 month physically before she moved, and we dealt with LDR. Since all we could do was talk, we grew very close very quickly. Both of us have kept getting shocked by, has it really only been a month? 3 months? Wow, are we really only X days from seeing each other again now? I understand that time flies feeling. I don't understand it turning into a genuine confusion over the amount of time that has passed over the course of 2 months, if that's what OP is saying. Perhaps we'll never know. Poor wording on my part. For both of us it feels more like we've been together for 6 months than 2. She offered the keys as it made sense given I'm practically living there, and she felt comfortable enough with me to do so. I hate to be the one who asks, but you sure it is yours? Yes. I'm certain. Update. My girlfriend broke the news that she's pregnant and decided she wants to keep the baby, and now I'm trying to act really supportive, but inside I'm petrified and suddenly feel very trapped. Stumbled upon this throwaway Reddit account I made almost 5 years ago, and thought my post was probably overdue an update. Firstly, guys, just wear a rubber. For the sake of everyone involved. In the end, I decided to shelf my fears and doubts and commit to the relationship and focus on helping my girlfriend through the pregnancy. We were both reasonably honest with each other about the reality it might not work out in the long run, but both wanted to make it work. I joined her at several scans and hospital appointments, parenting classes, and gave notice on my own apartment to move in with her permanently. Explaining the situation to friends, family and work was an interesting experience given most didn't even know I was in a relationship yet. Before the shock news, my mom had actually joked to me about hurrying up and giving her a grandchild already. Thankfully everyone was really supportive, though some took a while before they could stop laughing. There were some complications with the pregnancy that resulted in a few stressful times, which were exasperated by the placenta covering the baby, making it hard for her to feel baby's movements. Eventually though, our daughter was born a little early near the end of 2016. That moment is an indescribable experience, let me tell you. Since my daughter's birth, we bought a home in an area better suited to raising a child, and were married almost a year later. For those that suggested that the baby might not be mine, I can confirm she looks, and acts just like me and shares all the distinct features of my family. But even if she wasn't, my daughter and I have built such a strong bond I wouldn't even care. For those worried my GF was trying to trap me, over the last few years she helped me clear my debts, encouraged me to finally seek professional help in getting my long history of anxiety and depression under control, and also subsequently encouraged and supported me, emotionally and financially, in leaving my well-paid but soul-destroying career to retrain and start over from scratch in a far more satisfying career. If this is what trapped feels like, I wholeheartedly recommend it. In short, this accidental pregnancy was probably the worst thing to ever happen to me. But I am very aware that I'm most probably the exception that proves the rule. TLDR, my GF of 2 months fell pregnant and I freaked out a little, internally, while trying to appear calm for her. During the 5 years after the original post we became parents to a beautiful, and very cheeky, daughter, purchased a new home, and have been happily married for 3 years, in that order. Edit, thanks for all the lovely comments. Totally blown away by the response. I guess a little good news, even from a random internet stranger, is well needed these days. It's great to hear from so many people with similar stories. Apparently this outcome was not so unique after all, smiley face. This is exactly the kind of wholesome crap I needed to hear today. Congrats OP. Seriously. This was a pure dose of 100% unbridled best case scenario I've heard today, this week, this month, this year. Now I have the theme song from the show Friends stuck in my head. Thanks. And so does everyone else who read your comment. Thanks dude, just thanks. Clap, 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 clap. I'll be there for you. Congrats OP, once I saw wear a condom I was worried this story would be grim, but I'm happy it worked out for you and your, now, wife. Sometimes life gives us what we need without realizing. Same seas. Had a little dread moment there but turns out yay. I 100% was expecting a bad ending like usual. OP did a very subtle 180 and caught me off guard with that actually sweet story lol. Yep, totally had me when I saw the post start with this comment. This post is the best. Love this update. Weird, a happy ending. Trying really hard to not make an immature joke right now. A happy ending is how he ended up with a pregnant GF. Thank you for saying what I was thinking, smiley face. This is why I always ask about goals, morals, and political beliefs before I even have sex with a person, so it's never a question of what they would do in this kind of situation. Absolutely. Beware people that won't openly talk about religion and politics etc. Differences in these key areas are not ready to overcome in any relationship, romantic or otherwise. Your story is very similar to mine. My, now, husband and I met on OkCupid and got pregnant 3 months in. Our son was born in 2016 and we're now married, bought a house, got a dog, and have a second son as well. It was definitely bizarre celebrating our 1-year anniversary 1 week before my due date. We've always been open and supportive and have made it work. Congratulations on your family and for choosing the happiness you have now. Keep hearing similar stories, so clearly our situation is far more common than imagined. May I ask what you used to do as your career that she encouraged you to get out of? I'm changing careers myself, so just curious. Managing the complaint process for a number of financial institutions over a decade. Now a software developer. Sounds brutal, thanks for answering. Best of continued luck, software development is great. I'm glad it worked out for you, but I hope anyone reading this realizes this was kind of an insane move and tends to ruin lives as opposed to working out so amazingly. The insane move is not using adequate protection. I think taking responsibility for my actions was a very sane, if scary, decision. This was definitely a dose of awesomeness in these times. But I have a question. How the hell did you remember a password to a throwaway account from 5 years ago? Google remembers everything. Joking aside, if you use Chrome you can probably find them at passwords.google.com. An update after 4 years? Wow, I did not see that coming. Is this a record? Smiley face, should I have waited a few months, so it would be 5 years? Nah. Hell, your story was posted even before I got on Reddit. I think whoever read it back then waited long enough, ha ha ha. Worldwide comments of the day. Bro, I am a calm person. But if someone ever blames me for their lack of self-control, they getting hit on sight. First story, get a lawyer, record every conversation between the both of you. Repeat after me, ACCOUNTABILITY. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more interesting and relatable Reddit videos.